Hello and welcome back to another episode of TWIG, and this week there's a new 10 vs 10 limited time mode in Kobolds called Kobolds Push, and it's pretty cool, so yeah, let's get into the video. So as always, I'll start off by putting the changelogs for this week's update on the screen now, so you can pause the video and read them if you want, and I'll also put on the changelogs for some extra balancing changes that were made to the LTM after the update. So the new items in the shop this week are the rare robot taunt, the epic GG title, the legendary angelic warrior avatar, the rare snow leopard avatar, the rare snow foxtail avatar, and the epic puppy girl evo avatar. So this week a new LTM was added to Kobolds called Kobolds Push, and basically how it works is there's two teams of 10 players, and instead of destroying the other team's core by just hitting it until it runs out of health, you've got to try and knock it off this little platform, and then once you've knocked it off the platform, the other team can't respawn. So in Kobolds Push, the cores have basically unlimited health, and if you hit the other team's core, it'll take a very small amount of knockback. So if you keep on hitting the other team's core, it'll keep taking knockback until eventually you can hit it off the ledge. So to try and stop people pushing your core off the edge, you can't just build a normal core defense like you might do in a normal game of Core Wars, and that is because you can't place blocks on the little platform that your core is on. So one of the things you can do to try and stop people getting to your core is upgrading your wall. So if you go up to the NPC at the back of your base with some iron, you can buy a wall made out of unstable glass to go in front of the platform at the back of your base to try and stop people from the other team getting over to the core. And you can even upgrade this wall with diamonds and emeralds until you eventually have an end stone wall. So there are a few other things that make the Kobolds Push LTM a bit different from the normal Kobolds game, and one of the things is the layout of the map, because normally the emerald drills will be right in the middle, and then the diamond drills will be around that, and then all the bases will be on the outside all around them. But in Kobolds Push, the two bases are directly opposite each other, and then the diamond drills are further to the side, and then the emerald drills are even further to the side. So yeah, the layout is a bit different. And another difference with Kobolds Push is that you can buy unstable glass, and it's also the cheapest blocks you can get, as you can get 32 blocks of unstable glass for just 5 iron. And it works a bit like the unstable glass in Kronos, where if the blocks are unsupported because they're not connected to any blocks from the map, then they'll break. So I would say that the best way to try and win a game of Kobolds Push is to first of all try and be in a decent sized party, because just being with other people that know what they're doing, it just really helps. And you just want to try and get over to the other team's base as fast as possible and just keep on sending people over to try and knock the core off. And also you want to make sure you've got a sword, because then it's just going to be much easier to try and kill people from the other team that are trying to stop you from knocking the core off. But yeah. So there's a lot of sweats playing Kobolds Push at the moment. Like, you'll run into a lot of big parties of people that are just going for really quick wins. And I suspect one of the reasons why there's so many sweats grinding Kobolds Push is to try and get on the leaderboards, because when there was a LTM in Kronos, there was a reward for getting top 10 on the leaderboard when the LTM was removed. So yeah, maybe people think there'll be a reward for getting on the leaderboard for this LTM, although personally I don't think there'll be a reward for getting on the leaderboard. But yeah, that's just sort of what I think. And another thing I want to mention is that we haven't been told exactly when this LTM will end, because when there was the Kronos Scavenger LTM, it just lasted for one weekend. So yeah, maybe this LTM will just last for one weekend as well, and maybe it'll be removed like on Monday. But yeah, don't know for sure. It might go on for longer. But yeah. So that's basically everything I'm going to talk about when it comes to the LTM. So I'm going to move on to some of the other changes that have happened this week. So yeah, first of all, in Core Wars, they've added a respawn timer to show when you're going to respawn. And in Kronos, there's also been some small changes to how the scout perk works. Because yeah, first of all, they've added particles to show when someone is using the scout perk. Because yeah, it doesn't really help with like identifying if someone is using the scout pick, because normally it's pretty easy to tell because they're just moving faster. But yeah, maybe for newer players who don't really know the scout pick exists and might think that someone's like speed hacking or something. Yeah, it's just sort of like nice because it sort of shows that maybe there is a reason that they're going faster. But yeah, I think overall is just a good change. And the other change to the scout pick is that when you're using the pick, instead of taking half a heart more damage, you'll hit for half a heart less damage. So that's it for this episode of Twig. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, and also if you're not already, please subscribe because it really helps me out and it also means you won't miss any future episodes of this series. So yeah, bye.